family, circumstances, society, or how it is. Society is completely corrupted. They corrupt the mind of the family. That आपकी लड़की को तुम इतना छूट दोगे तो वो क्या करेगी? वो चली जाएंगी किसी को लेकर, उसका शादी करा दो, ये करा दो. There was lots of challenges I was facing in my young days.
And out of all the keynote speeches, all the interactions, all the TEDx talks that you have done across the globe, you might have come across and interacted with lots of different people from different backgrounds. So, what out of all those experiences, what do you think are the biggest challenges that kind of face a major problem or a major hindrance to women entrepreneurship?
I think the main problem, what I personally think, is the gender bias. Very big issue. Because if you look at a woman and if you look at a man, they both have the same standard. They both have got the same education. They both have got the same job. But man is lifted quickly and female are dropped down. We are literally pulled down by the society. Why?
So hello viewers, आपका स्वागत है एक नए एपिसोड में ऑफ द ध्रुव गज्जर शो. आज का एपिसोड इसलिए स्पेशल है बिकॉज दिस इज अ क्रॉस कोलैबोरेशन बिटवीन टू continents, I would say. So we have today here with us Professor Dr. Pareen Somani. She is a multiple times TEDx speaker, author of multiple books. She has delivered her keynote speeches in many countries and many prominent institutions across the globe. She has been defeating death twice in her life and has inspired millions of people from her speeches and her videos, with over 1 million people, family on Instagram and other social media platforms. Today, here with us, we have Professor Dr. Pareen Somani, where we are going to discuss on the entrepreneurship, the business sector things, and with the growth of women empowerment and women entrepreneurship. So आज हम उन्हीं से जानने वाले हैं कि exactly उनकी जर्नी में वो कैसे सक्सेसफुल हुए and how has she been constantly fighting with all odds and all problems and challenges and eventually conquering success in her field. So without any further delays, help me in welcoming Professor Dr. Pareen Somani. Namaste ma'am, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Namaste, Dhruv. It's my immense pleasure and my honor to be on this such amazing platform where we are on the same level, we are working together. So I'm so thrilled to be with you and a part of my online and offline audience
so
listening
much.
To me.
So I'll just tell my audience, kal we just got on a call. She was here from the United Kingdom, here just for 2 days if I am not wrong.
2 days, yes.
And it was like an impromptu thing. We decided that let's do a podcast together, and today we are here. So it has been hamesha training, education, coaching, knowledge sharing, value providing. ये एक ऐसी इंडस्ट्री है ना जहाँ पे आप काफ़ी जल्दी से बॉन्ड कर लेते हो दूसरे लोगों के साथ बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली आपके वैल्यू सिस्टम सेम है. जब दो ट्रेनर्स एक दूसरे के साथ कोलैबोरेट करते हैं तो वो इसीलिए इतना अच्छे से कोलैबोरेट कर पाते हैं क्योंकि दोनों के बेसिक वैल्यू सिस्टम्स सेम है कि वो अपनी ऑडियंस को कुछ नया देना चाहते हैं, कुछ नया शेयर करना चाहते हैं जिससे उनकी ऑडियंस एक लेवल ऊपर आ सके. एंड जब वैल्यू सिस्टम्स दो लोगों की सेम होती है तब एक पावरफुल कोलैबोरेशन हो सकता है. एंड बस उसी कोलैबोरेशन को आज हम एक्सप्लोर करने वाले हैं. सो माय फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन टू यू Pareen ji is, you have been today if we are sitting here and you look back at your journey, so out of all the ups and downs, how has been your journey, what has been your journey, and ये journey में ऐसा क्या हुआ which led you to become an advocate for women entrepreneurship and women empowerment?
Reflecting back to my journey, I have faced many challenges in my life. बहुत कुछ हमने देखा है, बहुत एक्सपीरियंस भी किया है और बहुत कुछ खोया भी है और पाया भी है. I remember my young days in Ahmedabad. I was a Ahmedabad Doordarshan TV presenter. All India Radio, Akashvani. I used to present my programs. I used to write the articles in a Gujarat Samachar, Sandesh newspaper, Stree magazine, Jan Satta, Western Times. So many things I was doing it. So I was a media girl. Put me as a media girl. That was me. Going from a university and then coming back and just involved in all these things. तभी से मेरे मन में एक ख्वाहिश थी. वो ख्वाहिश थी that I want to become a Mother Teresa. Nothing more than that. I want to work and support her work. So I want to help the women from the young age. पर मौका मिलता था, but कभी-कभी छूट जाता था. Family, circumstances, society, or you know how it is. Society is completely corrupted. They corrupt the mind of the family that आपकी लड़की को तुम इतना छूट दोगे तो वो क्या करेगी? वो चली जाएंगी किसी को लेकर, उसका शादी करा दो, ये करा दो. There was lots of challenges I was facing in my young days. Plus I was quite big for my age. I was only 13, 14 and people think I was 19, 20, that big. I had a big body build like my mom and dad. So I was facing that issue as well. However, that doesn't stop me to do my work. Then when I got married and when I was shifted to England with my husband, there I found few challenges have come through because I was not able to do what I really wanted to do things. That was really giving me that sort of a thing that मुझे जो करना है मैं नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. क्यों? Because commitment, family responsibilities, children, all these things were coming. But it's okay. That's the way of life to grow and be more stronger. जब ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की बात आती है तो मेरी एक लंबी सी एक जर्नी है, उसको मैं थोड़ा शॉर्ट कर देती हूँ कि जब भी आई बिकम वेरी इल एंड आई हैड गॉन थ्रू लॉट ऑफ हेल्थ challenges in my life, 2 attacks of cancer and a temporary vision loss. वो मेरे लिए थोड़ी challenge moment आ गई. And when I got my second attack, when I was being told that अभी हम बहुत जीने नहीं वाले हैं, only have a few days or few weeks to live, last stage of my cancer, and that was a step I took it, and that was my turning point. How I become the entrepreneurship, how I got a success entrepreneurship on the level of that, where I worked for a Lloyd's Bank in the United Kingdom for more than 24 years. So one of my clients came up to me and told me, Parinji, तुम सबको छोड़ो, go to Ayurveda and do a last try. You know you're not going to live long, but at least try one more thing that can really help you. So I went there and I got treated and I came as a new person. From there, I set my 2 mottos in my life. Number 1, I want to help the mankind until my last breath. And number 2, by working together, I want to make a positive global change. Like working with you, working with Dr. Arya, working with different institutions, different collaboration. I cannot do myself. One finger doesn't have strength, but when we mix together, we have more strength. Absolutely. So that's the way I believe there is no competition, there is no threat, but we should work together. So that has given me open-ending work to help the entrepreneurship. And that was my turning point to be the part of the journey. And then I become the CEO and the director of London Organization of Skill Development, where we do a lot of different activities, like we do conferences, that's our flagship program, Global Research Conferences, Global Research Journal, where we publish the papers for our researchers, our professors, our entrepreneurships. We help them to publish and be recognized on the social media as well. And also we inspire the people to come and deliver a powerful talk, like a similar of a TEDx version. But TEDx is a US, but this is called a Skills Live talk show. That's very powerful, between 8 to 14 minutes. We want them to share the story and inspire the audience. We also help them to publish the books for writing their books, writing the biography, writing the stories, publishing their own thing if they want to publish the thesis. LOSD Publishing House does that as well. And also they do the podcast similar to this, where we want to bring them on the platform and help them and be the part of the wider society and help many people around the world. And remember, when everything we are doing, people get tired, people have a mental issues, so we bring them out to the well-being retreats, like business well-being retreats. So there are a lot of things we do it, but together we do online courses as well. So it's called a Skill Flags. Our work starts with Skills Lives, talk show, Skill Flags, online courses, podcast for LOSD, Skillcast. So our thing comes more like we want to bring the skills out. So I'm a public figure. So my skill is to be a speaker. So how I can inspire someone by my speech. So this is the advocacy in the women entrepreneurship, and I, with the grace of God and a supreme Paramatma, has helped me to be a successful, and this is the way I want to grow my work, grow my business. We are currently connected to more than 50 to 60 countries around the world.
Great. And out of all the keynote speeches, all the interactions, all the TEDx talks that you have done across the globe, you might have come across and interacted with lots of different people from different backgrounds. So, what out of all those experiences, what do you think are the biggest challenges that kind of face a major problem or a major hindrance to women entrepreneurship?
I think the main problem, what I personally think, is the gender bias. Very big issue. Because if you look at a woman and if you look at a man, they both have the same standard. They both have got the same education. They both have got the same job. But man is lifted quickly and female are dropped down. We are literally pulled down by the society. Why? That's the biggest hindrance I find. But with me, because I was very fortunate and very blessed, I ignored everything. But everybody can't ignore it. My skin has become very thick that I don't care about anyone. I know I'm not doing anything wrong. I know I have a right way of helping the society. Who cares about it? What people talk about it. It's okay. But you need to be brave. That's the part of the women. They give up soon. Nothing to give up. You need to be strong. You can do it. You have a power. God has made you a woman because you have a strength to bear that pain for 9 months to have a baby. So that's the same pain we are facing in the society. But some people are dropped down. But that's where I come, and that's why I bring the other female together with me, that we all should work together and bring the female from the places where they need the support.
True. And to what level? So when you mention gender bias, so to what level do you think can this challenge be treated on an individual or rather a societal level?
First of all, I think we should start with the family.
Okay.
That's the important part. We need to train our brothers. We need to train our father. We need to train our husband. We need to train our uncle, our grandpa, just to start with that. Because, our voice is going to be heard when we start saying. The first start with them. And by that, we'll reach to a society and different places in the community.
True.
And that will really help us to grow.
And while we're talking about the challenges and gender bias, as you mentioned, so however efficient we are in dealing with this problem, it is still going to take a lot of time.
True.
It's like a weed growing in a field. You need to pick it out one after one after one after one.
Still, it will be growing back again.
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll have to keep on doing it,
Yes.
keep on doing it. But while we are discussing the challenges that women entrepreneurs face, out of the experience that you have had, what are the skills and what are the mentorships that are necessary for women entrepreneurs right now to reach newer heights and to scale to a better position?
I would say they need to have a resilient in them, very important skills. They need to have a persistence in them. They need to believe in themselves. They need to fight for their rights. They shouldn't be sitting quiet in a place and forget about it. No, they should think for the future generation. It's today is them, tomorrow is their own daughter, their own family member will be there having the struggle. We don't want that to happen. So I think to be on a skillful, and you need to mentor others. You know something, then don't leave it to yourself. Pass it on.
Right.
And I would say, because I'm a writer, I'm an author, so my way of putting things in literature, I put it down in the literature.
Right.
And I write it things down that I want to convey the message to the society. Sometimes, because still I'm a human, I'm a woman, so I feel there is a scarcity, there is a fear. But all the fear, I put it down in a pen and a paper. And I said, oh, no way. Why am I scared? No,
Right.
I should fight for it. I should, in a very nice way. But remember, ऊपर वाले ने एक बड़ा सा एक smile दिया है. That
True.
smile works very well. If you smile with the positiveness, if your auras are nice with positivity, trust me, you will attract the goodness in you.
I saw a very interesting video a couple of days back, wherein there was a guy who was kind of coaching people to write down about their fears in detail. So I still remember there was a small girl. She wrote on a piece of paper that a couple of days back, when I opened my bathroom door, there was a small 2-inch cockroach wandering on the floor. And when I saw that 2-inch cockroach, I was scared out of my wits. But when she was writing it, that is when she realized, hell, it was just a 2-inch cockroach.
Why was I scared of it?
Like, it's a 2-inch cockroach. I'm sitting here at 5 feet. Why am I scared of a small cockroach who is not even half my size? And that is what writing down your fear does. It kind of shrinks it to a very small scale, and then you start realizing that this was nothing that I should be worried about or I should be afraid about. So I really agree with what you said. Putting it down on paper, it kind of gives you a third-person perspective to it.
True. That's so true. That really helps you to grow and flourish yourself
Absolutely.
in the future.
Absolutely. So when you said that being a woman entrepreneur, you also have your caregiving responsibilities as well. So I won't say majority, I'll say all of the women entrepreneurs out there, they always juggle between these two responsibilities. And it's like we have seen in the circus. So they are on a thin rope on a motorcycle and sitting on the motorcycle, and they are juggling. So they are doing multiple things at the same time. So what are your suggestions and your experiences about that? That how can you kind of give justice to both?
I know it's a challenging, but that's the part of the woman. That's the role we chose to be. See, as a woman, we have got two options. Number one, sit back, relax, forget about the world, just focus on your husband, your family, if you're married. If not married, stay with your parents and do what you want to do. Watch your nice serial, watch your nice TV and enjoy.
True.
Another option is you choose to do something which you like doing, juggling with your life. In my case, I chose number two because I cannot sit. I cannot sit for 2 minutes if I don't have any jobs to do. I'm a person who wants to inspire and do things. I'll give you one good example. Never thought of it, but let me share this one with you. When I was in the university, you may be wondering how I become a writer, how it happened. In 1980s, I used to drive a motorbike in this Ahmedabad, in Gujarat. People were staring, and you know how it is, how the boys are in the society. They used to run after me. I used to drive a bike, and I used to drive so fast because nobody can follow me. That's what my attitude was. I had a massive accident. and I broke my arm, my left hand. It was a 6 months fracture. I couldn't do anything. Only the thing what I can do, I can go and do something with my right hand. I was being told by the doctors for the next 6 months, you cannot leave your house, stay home and make sure you rest your arm so you can recover quickly. I said, oh my God, I cannot stay like this. I had my television programs to do. I have to go to All India Radio. Radio was okay because it was just a voice. The television program, it was very tough. Initially, I couldn't do it, but then later on, started slowly after a couple of months. Sitting down, juggling with the work, I started writing articles. I started experimenting the cooking. And at the age of 19, I have written 11 books under Rasuranjan. At the age of 20, all my 11 books were published by Kothari Publication, Dharmesh Bhai Kothari in Gandhi Road. Yeah.
Right.
He did not even charge me. He published my book. And when he was publishing my 11 books, he said, I cannot believe that. Normally, I always charge a young writer or a new writer. But I feel that I have a very confidence that your book is going to be a good selling book for me. And he's done 4 editions. Couple of years ago, it was a 4 edition. Now more editions would have come out. So even though as a responsibility, you're juggling in your young days, you're juggling after you get married, and still you can flourish because you have got a goal in your mind. And when you have set your goals, you can do it.
True. So it's all about, again coming to the same thing that, if you are waking up yourself every day and, telling yourself to get out of the bed instead of any other person, taking you out of the bed and asking you to do something that you don't want to do. So it's your own drive at the end of the day that, motivates you every day morning to get out of the bed and get to work rather than any third party individual telling you to do so.
True.
So when we talk about all this juggling that a woman entrepreneur has to do, one of the major challenge that I feel might be a problem, you would be a better judge for that, is the access or the clarity of business finance. Access of funding or finance, is it a major challenge for women entrepreneurs?
A very big challenge, because I know when I was starting my entrepreneurship of London Organization of Skill Development, there was a huge gap. Even though I've invested a lot of money from my end, but the easiest way I would suggest you, crowdfunding, micro loans, micro banks loans they give you. Start some sort of by networking with the people. You can find a good investor, angel investor, and they are the people who will see your work. The one thing I would say to you, to raise the fund is difficult. But once you are on a track, it's very easy to maintain them. But you have to be honest. You have to be ethical. And you don't lie. If you have got 3 qualities in you, trust me, you cannot go wrong. Why? Because people will judge you. People will see your work and people will look at your ethics. And when you have a good ethics, trust me, even though you will be turned down so many times. I'm sure you know the story of KFC.
Yeah.
He was being turned out more than 1,000 times. He had a rejection. But after that, KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, has become the most popular in the whole world.
Absolutely.
You know the whole story about it, yeah? So that's what it is. So I would suggest that, yes, it is challenging, but if you know how to handle the situation, you can win it.
Absolutely. And while we're talking about finance being a major issue, even technology nowadays, the tech part of business, because technology and the entire sector of technology is highly volatile.
True.
It changes every second, and I might not even be exaggerating, it changes every hour.
True.
So, out of the experience that you have had, so when you started your own business and today, how have you leveraged the technological part of it to grow?
See, London Organization of Skill Development is called LOSD. So I'll say LOSD, so you know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about. So LOSD initially started with a very small scale, just having conferences. Why? Because I have a vast experience of traveling to 127 countries, and I've been invited on many times as a keynote speaker. As you just asked me just a couple of questions before, that I was invited at the Harvard University as a keynote speaker, Cambridge University, Oxford University. They're the main universities. Many more universities invited me as a inaugurator or a chief guest, guest of honor. Yes. At that stage, I thought, you know what, I would love to do something, but I wasn't sure. So when I was leveraging my work I want to do in this digital era, I said, how am I going to do that? Online came up to my mind. It was not me, it was the community. So my colleagues have encouraged me, Dr. Somani, आप इतना कुछ सबके लिए करती हो, बाहर बाहर जाती हो, और I know, I understand people pay me, but some people I don't even expect them to pay me because I do the humanitarian work for them. But you do so much time spending. Why don't you have something of your own? A thought she just sowed this thought in my mind, and then my family literally grabbed it and said, Mom, sounds good. I'm sure you can do it. I said, no, I don't like it. But they said, no, Mom, you can do it. And that was the technology has supported me to do this work. That's what London Organization of Skill Development are leveraging the work for women empowerment, that we do have a conferences for the women as well. We do the conferences especially just to have a female in the group. We do have a male and a female. We don't have a gender bias like that, but we do care for the women. We want to bring the women out. We want to do a lot of things with the women.
True.
So it will help everyone to be part of this conference.
True.
They don't have to say, oh my God, how can I travel to United Kingdom? How can it finance, resources. Sometimes it becomes challenging for someone, but we are making it easier with the digital technology that they can be on a hybrid.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, when we're talking about women entrepreneurship right now, and let us say if you're forecasting or predicting the trends that are going to come in the world, so where do you see this wave of women entrepreneurship going, and what does the future hold for it?
I think women entrepreneurship are doing very well. Not because I am a woman, I'm talking about the generic way, that right now the market for the women's role has increased a lot. The freedom, the persistence, the determination, the power, raising their voice has really helped a woman to be on a success ladder, to be a successful entrepreneurship. There are many women, we know that, but if you look at the history, Jhansi, Rani of Jhansi, she was a woman, but she did in her time. Mirabai, she did it in her time. So if you look at the history one, yes, the women were always powerful. This is not just we have come up like that. Mother Teresa, she was a humanitarian. So if you look at any religion, Razia Sultan, she was one of the powerful women. I'm just recalling the people whom I have studied about it.
Absolutely.
Look at Mahatma Gandhi, he was a male, but he was still on the women empowerment. So there are many people, many women have always been holding to the generation.
True.
So we, as a successful women, I think we can do what
Absolutely.
man can't do. We shouldn't be biased, but what I can do, we all can do it. That's what my word to them.
Absolutely. And I'm sure all the viewers that are watching this podcast will feel very motivated when they listen to this podcast, because your journey has been a very inspirational one. And any and every individual, be of any gender, male or female, they'll feel really confident that if a person who has faced all these difficulties can still make it, I can definitely make it. And that kind of sums up today's podcast. So thank you so much for your time, for being here with us all the way from UK. I know it was a very short trip, but thank you so much for accommodating us in your schedule. And we would really love to launch this podcast as soon as possible so people can get to know about it, and they can get in touch, they can network, they can grow, and eventually become much more successful than they already are.
True. That was so nice of you, Dhruv, to invite me here.
Thank you so much.
But I would really tell one last message to my audience that remember, as a female entrepreneurship, you need to believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
When you believe in yourself, the world will believe you. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. It took years and years to be a beautiful city, which is a
Absolutely.
shining city for all the people who goes and visit Rome.
Absolutely.
Number two, be honest, be ethical, be of your word. Do not cheat anyone. And number three, be the part of the wider society. Remember, you want to build the bridges. You want to be the part of the more and more people connecting with the networking, with helping each other, and be the part of the society where you can be on a ladder of success. That's what, if you have got that in your mind, trust me, Dhruv, nobody can stop you. You can be a successful entrepreneur in your life. So thank you so much for having me here. Thank you. Thank you to Guni Guri for having me here. Bahut shukriya. Thank you to you and Dr. Adia for having me here. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much, viewers, for watching this entire podcast, or rather listening to this entire podcast, depending on which platform you are. And stay tuned for the further episodes of the Dhruv Gajjar Show. This is me, Dhruv Gajjar, with Professor Dr. Pareen Somani, signing off. Take care, keep growing. Thank you so much.